Welcome back to this important lecture series, Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav, uh, which is being organized by Indian Council for Agriculture Research. As you know, in this series, which is for a very noble cause, we have organized many lectures on varied topics. They included the agriculture research. They included the motivational policy. They included even the health related issues on COVID by renowned doctors. And then we also had lectures by C.C. Ravi Shankar. Many noted leaders, they have used this platform to deliver this talk. And in the same series, today we had another eminent personality, Madam Rekha Sharma. Welcome, Madam, to this family of Indian Council of Agriculture Research, the family of our all state agriculture universities, the family of our KVKs, and many more. It's a huge system of the world, the agriculture research and education and extension system. Friends, as you know, she doesn't require much introduction. She's a well-known personality for the women's cause. But for the sake of introduction, I'll just briefly tell you. But we are all eagerly waiting to listen to Madam Rekha Sharma. Just a brief. Friends, she assumed the charge of Chairperson National Commission for Women on August 7, 2018. If one takes a closer look at her style of working, the two distinct virtues that define her are leadership spirit and relentless will to keep doing good for women in need. If NCW, National Commission for Women, is known for working round the clock for addressing women's issues, it is because of her pioneering efforts to be ever ready and reachable for women across the country. She has been associated with Commission as a member since August 2015 and held the additional charge as chairperson NCW with effect from September 29, 2017, before becoming its chairperson on August 7, 2018. Friends, it's a matter of great pride for all of us. I think she is visiting for the first time to this ICAR to welcome Madam Rekha Sharma, about whom we are learning a lot of things and a lot of actions which is taking for the cause of the women through the newspaper media. So it's a pleasure for us, ma'am, to welcome you for this house and on this lecture series. And this platform today is being joined by our senior staff from the ICAR headquarters. This is being joined by vice chancellors, the senior professors, and many important lady scientists, especially they have joined in a big number. And this lecture on the women's role, I think it's going to be a great learning because we are going to have your practical experience, your viewpoints on this. So the floor is yours, ma'am. You can take the floors, and then maybe we can have some.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. First of all, let me thank ICAR and Mr. Agarwal for inviting me in such a important talk. But I'm already seeing empowered women and men who are already sensitive towards the needs of women. But let me go through the whole scenario and why we need to talk more than ever about women empowerment. Though this is ongoing topic for many years now, at least from last 7 years, I'm seeing that the government is serious about women and women development and empowerment. Whereas we used to talk about women development, we are now talking about women-led development. So the sea change is there. But still, there is a lot to talk about it, lot to do on the ground, and how we can change the mindset of people. That is more important, where we can talk. And in fact, I would like this session to be interactive. Not only I'm talking, but I would like to listen to other people also after that. As you all know, India is a different country. We all know that in India, the women were most important from ancient India. Whether there are many queens who were there in history, we read about those women who were ruling India, or in the families also. The role of women was very important and is important, but in ancient India, yes. In fact, if you see the religions also, Hindu Dharma is the only religion where goddesses are being worshipped. I have, in my little knowledge about religion, I have not seen that goddesses in other religion. Only in India, Kali हो या दुर्गा हो या किसी भी रूप में सरस्वती हो, आप ज्ञान से जोड़िए, धन से जोड़िए, हर जगह महिलाओं को पूजा जाने लगा. But somewhere in the history, when the invaders came, especially when the invaders from different countries came, the first thing, whenever something happens, unfortunately, all over world, whether it is natural disaster or some war happens, the first target is always a woman. And here also, when the people came from outside, first target was women, whether they want to convert families or whatever they wanted to do, but the target was women. And in the society, a sea change happened in those days, in that era, where women were kept under wrap. Parda ho, burqa ho, anything, but they were inside the houses. They were not allowed to go. In fact, if I want to share, if I can share personal this thing, my mother and father came from Lahore during partition, and my mother was a small girl, 15-year-old, 14-year-old girl, and she used to tell us that when they came here, their father told them कि अगर कोई आ जाए घर पे, अगर कोई इन्वेड कर ले घर पे, तो ये कुआं है, ये ऊपर से कुएं में छलांग मार दो. So this was uh, how the women of the families, my family also have seen during those days. And I'm talking about the recent past, not and when the Mughals came, when those औरंगजेब के जमाने में जिस तरह से बदला गया हिंदू धर्म को, बहुत सारे चेंजेस आए, और women were the target, and then the society changed slowly. Even the Hindu families, even the families who were where the women were empowered already, they also changed, and women only got that a role where she was staying inside the house. She was, but then also I've seen whether she's staying inside the house or outside, she has a say in the families. She was the one who was looking after finances. Men used to earn, but she was the one who was running the houses. She was the one who was taking care of the children, education, and everything. But again, this changed, and when the modern, so-called modern India or modern world, in modern world, women were seen as a sex symbol only. In maybe in 50s, 60s, 70s, if you see, women were more of a sex symbol or producing children, or the baby making machine, or so this also now is changing, and we are again seeing a change in this also, where women are now talking freely and saying that my body is my body, and it is my this thing that how I use it, what to wear it, where, or what to speak, what to eat. Now women are coming out and asking for their rights. What are their rights given by the constitution or by the god also? I always say that maybe physically we are different, but we are all same. हमें, मुझे नहीं लगता कि मेरे में कोई ऐसी डिफरेंट चीज है जो आदमियों में नहीं है, या मेरे में ऐसी चीज नहीं है जो आदमियों में है. Only because we produce children, and biologically we are different, and that is all. And now, today, the girls and this generation, they do understand then what is their role. So as I spoke about the history, let's speak about today's women. Uh, Politically, if we speak, India is the first country, I think, after Sri Lanka, where women was ruling as prime minister. We don't talk about it. Uh, uh, there are women who are in panchayat level. There are women who are in municipal committees, and giving them 50% representation in most of these institutes, whether it is panchayat level, local bodies, we can say that. India is the only country where 50% of women are in the local bodies. World sees its negative points. Oh, but Delhi is a rape capital. We very easily say that. But nobody talks about women who are ruling on the ground. So we have leaders. Yes, there was a time where husbands used to come out. पंचपति कहलाते थे. वो जाते थे गांव में काम करने के लिए. महिला होती थी सरपंच, पति जाते थे. But now again things have changed, and I have seen, because we are in NCW, we are doing capacity building for these women who are on in local bodies. Not only that, from day after tomorrow, there is one batch starting. We are now doing capacity building of MLA, women MLAs also, because we want that these people who are taking decision on others' behalf should be able to take the decision in a better way and should think about women. But when women is sitting at the helm of position, they will also make policies for other women, and that is very, very important, that women should work for women. And politically we are empowered, women are empowered in India. There are many examples where we can see. हमारे पास सुषमा जी थी, इंदिरा जी थी. उस जमाने में इंदिरा जी और फिर सुषमा जी थी. आज हम देखें तो निर्मला जी हैं, जो बहुत अच्छे उसमें रही हैं, चाहे फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर अब हैं, उससे पहले डिफेंस मिनिस्टर थी. ऐसे बड़ी मिनिस्ट्रीज कभी मिली नहीं. So politically, yes, we are doing well, but yes, again, assemblies and parliament, we still need more women to come. So when I'm talking political representation of women, this is the most important in my view. And whenever I go to the colleges and schools, I talk to these girls to choose politics as a career, because everybody think that it's a dirty word. But unless clean people come there and clean that dirtiness with their own hands, जब हम सोचते हैं कि किसी गंदगी को साफ करना होता है तो हाथ गंदे होते ही हैं, तो हमको हाथ गंदे करने पड़ेंगे. और women should come forward and participate in political field. Then if we talk about business and where women are standing these days in business, so you see Indian women are ruling the world these days. They are breaking the glass ceiling, so-called glass ceiling or steel ceiling. Steel में भी आज Steel Authority of India में भी जो है आज महिला ही है वो जो टॉप पे बैठी है. So there are many institutes, organization where women are doing good. And I have seen, if an organization is headed by a woman, it has a different setup, because they think like a mother of the family, even if they are working in an institute. माहौल बिल्कुल चेंज हो जाता है वहां पर. लोगों के काम करने की कैपेसिटी बढ़ जाती है. आप किसी भी जगह पे जहां महिला को ले आए, बहुत सारे आदमी हैं, लोग बिहेव करना शुरू कर देते हैं. अगर सिर्फ आदमी बैठे हैं और औरत नहीं है तो दे विल बिहेव डिफरेंटली. बट इफ अ वुमन इज प्रेजेंट देयर, दे विल बिहेव इन अ बेटर वे. In same way, if a woman is heading an organization, people will not only behave, the output will be better. And this is a study which happened, and in few of the industries where women were more, they have seen that the output of that industry was more than the output where the men were working, because most of the time women take things seriously. Unke upar and they have to work twice as hard as men to prove themselves. whatever is the position. आप there are few men also sitting here and more women are sitting, बट आप में से भी अगर मैं पूछूंगी तो आपका भी ये एक्सपीरियंस होगा कि आपको अपने साथी मेल काउंटर पार्ट से ज्यादा काम करना पड़ा वहीं पे पहुंचने के लिए जहां वो पहुंचे हैं, लेकिन आपको ज्यादा। और यही नहीं, जब आप बाहर निकलती हैं तो घर पर भी प्रूव करना पड़ता है दैट नथिंग विल चेंज एट होम, लेट मी वर्क बट नथिंग विल चेंज एट होम, आई विल टेक केयर ऑफ माई फैमिली, आई विल टेक केयर ऑफ माई चिल्ड्रन। एंड we don't think that when she is going back she has to cook for her children, she has to look after the family. But if her husband is and you male people male officers are going back, you will request for a cup of tea or you will request for food, but whereas women has to go and cook. So these are some difficulties where my male officers, my friends are sitting there also, and here they should also understand the problem of women who are working with them or women in their families, what they are facing, what all the problems are they facing. When women go out, things also, I get different kinds of complaints these days. Cyber harassment, but because we all are working in cyber world these days, online काम हो रहा है सारा, तो ये ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है. This is a new kind of harassment which women are facing, and we must talk about it, and also how they can be safe on. So this is also the responsibility of the institute where they are working, that they should not be harassed online. Even if they are working, especially during corona, we saw that everybody was working from home, and these complaints increased in our commission also. Then there is one more type of complaint which women face, and we receive these complaints. These are sexual harassment at workplace. There has to be internal committees, and many institutes, many organizations don't know that what is internal committees. Even if they have internal committees, they don't know how to function. Even if they know how to function, they don't tell the women over there who are working that how they can go and complain. They are not aware, there is no awareness program. So I hope, because everybody who is sitting here are at a senior position and they can make changes in their organization. Every organization should have internal committee. If four members of the internal committee, women should head it. A senior women officer should head it, and they should have a training program for this IC members also, because unless they themselves are trained and know what are the do's and don'ts, they can't work for others. So I will take this opportunity to offer that we can train them. If you need anywhere in India training of these ICs, we can train them. You can just write a letter to us, and we can send a resource person to whatever place they are, and we will be training them. Uh, then, when we are talking about this, I must, and when in the institute where I'm talking, we should talk about the women farmers also, because हमने देखा है महिलाएं ही फार्मिंग करती हैं. दे आर द वन हु इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ देयर लैंड, एनिमल्स, फिशरीज. बट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट फार्मर्स, अगर हम किसान की बात करते हैं, और जब आज भी बुक्स में क से किसान पढ़ाया जाता है, तो फोटो होती है मेल किसान की. आज भी अभी तक औरत किसान नहीं दिखाते हैं. So now this institute can make changes in this. That mindset, that concept, women can be farmer also, and they are the farmers. 70% of the farmers are women in our country. But unfortunately, अगर seed subsidy लेनी हो या कोई भी facility लेनी हो, loan लेना हो, उनके नाम पे नहीं लिया जा सकता, because land is not on their name. So there comes a problem where we have made laws. हमने law बना दिया कि महिलाओं को भी property right हैं. But is it on the ground? No, it is not. Especially where the agriculture land is concerned. It is land is not on women's name. And we should talk when we are talking to the farmers now. We should change this. This is also our responsibility to change the mindset of people. And unless we change the mindset of people, these laws will not work. And everybody who is empowered themselves can empower people by changing the mindset. And this is, since the time I've joined NCW, I always talk, nothing can change unless women are aware of their own rights and people talk to change the mindset of people, because uh, otherwise this nation will not change. आज भी महिलाओं की जो हालत गांव में है, चाहे वो सुबह से लेकर पशुओं का चारा दे रही हैं, दूध निकाल रही हैं, बेच रही हैं, खेत में जाकर काम कर रही हैं, but the husband will dictate the terms to her, and this need to be changed. I don't accept this कि हमें किसी पुरुष से पूछना पड़े कि मैं ये क्या करूं. हम तो पूछने की बात कर रहे हैं. अगर आप ग्रामीण इलाकों में जाएंगे तो वहां पे हालत और बुरी है. आज भी when we say that बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, yes, things have changed, but at grassroots level, lots to be changed, lots and lots. So we are the, I think, flag bearers, and we should go ahead and change this world. Where we think that we should intervene, we must intervene. हमारी इंडियंस की ये प्रॉब्लम है कि जहां परिस्थितियां खराब होती हैं हम खड़े हो जाते हैं साइड में और देखते हैं. Or with these phones and with these cameras, we start making films also, but we don't intervene when there has to be, there is a situation where it needs our intervention. So this is the condition of farming when I'm talking about the women in farming, and we need to do lots in this regard. Now we can talk about entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and this is with this government things have changed. There is a sea change in this, because loans are available to women, startups where women are heading, lot of loans are available, banks are giving loans, there are so many schemes from government where women can come and ask for the loan. मुद्रा योजना में बहुत सारी ऐसी महिलाएं आई जिन्होंने छोटे छोटे लोन लिए और अपने अपने काम किए. During lockdown we have seen many women came up and started their small micro mini businesses and started advertising them on Facebook, selling them their products on Facebook. And if we talk about organic things, so women are the one who are taking care of these things. Even in farming, if you see, अगर सीड बैंक की बात करें तो महिलाएं हैं जो सीड बैंक बनाती हैं. आज भी I have seen in the villages they have those small seed banks, and they are, women are working. Even when we are talk about environment, they are the one who are taking care of the environment. हमने बचपन में अपनी माओं को देखा है कैसे वो छोटी छोटी चीजों से एनवायरनमेंट को चेंज होने से रोकती थी. छोटी सी बात है, पानी वेस्ट ना करो. हमारे घरों में जिस प्रकार से बाल्टी से नहाने की प्रथा थी, आज वो सब चेंज हो गया है, शावर से नहाओ. तो एनवायरनमेंट को अगर क्लोजली देखें तो विमेन आर द वन हु आर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट. आज जितनी आपने चिपकू आंदोलन देखा होगा, women were there who were saving the trees. So these are small examples which we can give for where women are doing so well, but I think उनका वो नजरअंदाज कर दिया कि कहाँ उनका रोल इतना बेहतरीन है. हमने देखा ही नहीं उनका रोल क्या है. आज जब बड़ी बड़ी संस्थाएं एनवायरनमेंट की बात करते हैं तब ध्यान जाता है हमारा एनवायरनमेंट पे. जब छोटी छोटी चीज है कि कपड़े हाथ से धो, आज मशीन्स हैं, वो कितना बरसात के ऊपर कितना फर्क है. अगर हम कपड़े हाथ से धो के अगर सूखने डालते हैं, हम सोचते भी नहीं है इन सब चीजों को कि वो जो इवेपोरेट होता है पानी, वो कितना काम आता है बादल बनाए. ये हम सोचते ही नहीं. हमने छोटी छोटी चीजें, मशीन है, एसीज है, ये हमने, मुझे लगता है मैंने अपनी माँ से सीखा है. एंड आई एम कमिंग बैक टू कूलर्स नाउ. आई हैव गॉट एसीज इन एवरी रूम, बट आई हैव स्टार्टेड यूजिंग कूलर बिकॉज आई डोंट वांट टू वेस्ट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. बिल्स, हाँ वो अलग बात है कि वो भी तकलीफ होती है बिल देने में भी, बट why we should use so much electricity. And we all have learned this from our mothers and nannies and dadis. We should follow that route, I think. And when I was talking again to entrepreneur, I should go back to that, because we at NCW are doing lots in this field. We are training young girls who want to be entrepreneur with IIMs. We have done 3 courses with IIM Bangalore. 2 days back, we have started with IIM Jammu for Jammu and Kashmir girls. And now we are starting one with in Kerala. There is IIM. We are starting with that. And different IIM ke saath we are doing this course for women to do to start their own business. A 5-week course it is. And we are not taking a single penny. We are paying for their fees for IIM. Uh, in other courses, we are doing, as I told you, for agriculture, for fishery. We are getting them trained for fishery and for dairy farming. We are doing courses for women in the villages on for dairy farming. And I want every girl should earn her own money. Unless a girl earns her own money, a woman earns her own money, she can't take her decisions. And we are not free if we don't have money. I think we must stress that our daughters should earn. We should give few things to them: education, resources, and also a free speech, this thing that they can speak freely. We always tell our daughters not to open their jawab mat dena. वो जवाब ना देने के कारण मुझे लगता है वो कुछ बोल नहीं सकती और आगे नहीं निकल सकती. वो जो हम एक लाइन बोलते हैं, मुझे भी बोला गया था कि जवाब मत दो, और मैंने अपनी बेटियों को कभी नहीं बोला कि जवाब मत दो. एंड दैट्स व्हाई माय वन ऑफ द डॉटर बिकेम लॉयर, बिकॉज आई सॉ दैट शी कैन आर्ग्यू वेरी वेल विद मी, so she became a lawyer. So that's how we should tell our daughters that how to pursue their careers. And it is very important. Let me tell you, I have 2 daughters. I never told them what to do, what not to do after 18 years. See, they chose their path. They did very well in their professions. I never told them when to get married. They were 28, 29 when they wanted to marry. To whom they want to marry, they married to that person. And when the boy came, he just had to come with a suitcase, because she made already the house, the car, the dog, everything she had of her own. And the boy had to come with a suitcase in that house. So that's how we should raise our daughters, so that they are the one who can take decision. And when they took loan for their houses, they were paying half for the houses also. They never, even in when they were staying in the rented house, they were paying the half the rent. So that is what the empowerment is. I think that is what women need and the girls need. We all should raise our daughters as we raise our sons. Why there is different line for girls to toe. And the moment she's born, we dream about their marriage. We don't dream about what they will do as a human being or as a person, what they are going to achieve, what should be their dream. We don't even let them dream about their own life. So I think we should take care of our children equally as we take care of our sons. And that's how the things will change in country. We have laws, we have schemes for women, we have organization, institute like NCWs. Many things are there. If there is something is needed, it has to be the change of the mindset. And that is all. With that, I must thank you all for listening to me, because we all know what I am speaking. It is just an opportunity that we are reviving our things. What we all talk about this in our families. Give them equal property. And we should take oath today itself that we will give our daughters equal property. This will make them empowered for so many things. whatever they want, they should have a never tell a daughter that अब तुम पराई हो गई. मैं ये इस चीज पे बिलीव नहीं करती, और मैंने कन्यादान नहीं किया अपनी बेटियों का, क्योंकि आई डोंट बिलीव दिस. क्यों? कन्यादान मीन्स शी इज नॉट अ प्रोडक्ट कि मैं उसको दान कर दूं. मैंने दोनों बेटियों को दान नहीं किया. एंड आई ऑलवेज टेल देम दिस इज योर हाउस, यू कैन फॉल बैक ऑन मी एनी टाइम. अगर वो चीज बच्चियों में रहे कि वो हम अपने घर वापस आ सकती हैं कोई भी प्रॉब्लम हो, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि जो लड़कियां जलाई जाती हैं अपने ससुराल में ऐसा होगा. वो वही जलाई जाती हैं जिनके पेरेंट्स कहते हैं कि तुम्हारी शादी कर दी, अब तुम अर्थी तुम्हारी उसी घर से निकलनी चाहिए. वो जो सोच है वो उसी के कारण हमारी बेटियां आज भी जलाई जाती हैं. व्हेन आई सॉ, अभी मैंने रिसेंटली अपना डाटा देख रही थी, आई वाज सीइंग द डाटा, this dowry and domestic violence, it is all because we don't empower our daughters. So let's take pledge that our next generation will be better than what we faced, or our counterparts or our friends faced. They will not face all those problems. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you very much, madam, for this insights into various issues, and your advice, and especially the way you have narrated that how the women in our ICAR and women in agriculture are should be empowered. Already in ICAR we have good empowerment, but in ICAR I'm happy to inform you that we have a special institute called our Central Institute for Women in Agriculture. Mm-hmm. And especially it is working for the women's cause. It's a unique institute in the entire world. Mm-hmm. They are working for the women farmers. And if you see, as you have rightly told, that the seed conservation is mainly done by the women farmers. And they are live examples. If you see, just last year, there was a Padma Shri given to a totally illiterate person, lady, that is Rahibai Soma Popre from Maharashtra, and she is called the seed mother. Yes. And I have met a couple of times. I have met her. BBC team came to interview her, and she cannot speak. She talks only in the local language. And another lady is Anjama. If you see, there is a chapter about her. She is a third pass, I think, or fourth fail. But she doesn't have much education. But there is a long queue in front of her house to get the seeds which she prepares, which she makes. Anjama. We have called her from PPV and FR Authority for giving the award 3 times. And she came by aeroplane, and she was so delighted that I don't have even the chappals to wear, but you are recognizing me so much. So if you see, there are hundreds of examples where the seed is mainly conserved by the woman, because there is no seed father, it's only seed mother. So the ladies they understand the importance of the seed. And not only this, the many other advices which you have given, but I'll take a few minutes in the end. But before that, I'll invite the questions. If you have any questions
or suggestions,
or our friends who are connected online, they can also put their queries. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, please.
Have done a commendable job in providing training, especially with the IIMs for the entrepreneurship.
Just come here. Speak.
No,
or you can take this seat. Because our online colleagues will not be.
Okay. Yes. So, ma'am, you have done a commendable job, especially providing training to the women with the IIMs for their business support, and so that they can start their own business, because financial independence is one of the most important thing for women empowerment. So regarding this, I just wanted to know that, because I have done a small work on the women agri startups. So what we see that even though they get the training or they start their own businesses, but when they go and pitch in front of investors, like they don't have the confidence.
They don't have marketing skills.
Yeah. So if something, that kind of a thing, and also some kind of a grant where, or maybe fund where they can get, and then they can start support their business, that will be good, because investors, I don't think that much confidence is, unless and until they are supported with their business family or with a male member who is already established. So then they may get some funds. But this is one of the biggest problem, I think, for the women.
I have not worked with the agri startups, and it's a good initiative. I think we can also pitch in that we can train them in marketing.
Yes.
They should have marketing skill, how to sell their products or whatever they want to sell. We can have a concept on that. You can write to me on this, and we'll see how we can train them.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes, Nidhi.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Nidhi Verma, Principal Scientist and also Chairperson IC at ICAR headquarters. Ma'am, I just want to make a small remark. Like in our evolving society, today we also see many men who go a little extra mile to empower women.
Yes, there are.
So there is a need to recognize those men as well, so that they become role model for the rest of the societies.
Yes, you're right. There are men. And let me tell you, there is no competition of men versus women. We all are same. And I always speak, wherever I speak, that women should also say that we are equal. When we are equal, we should also take equal responsibilities also. We should not say, because I'm a woman, I can't do that. And yes, there are men who are helping women to come forward. And not only that, in the institutes also, they are making proper changes where women can feel empowered and work properly. And we must recognize those men and officers, whosoever is there. And because we want more men like them. So we must recognize that.
Thank you, madam. Before I invite some questions, let me just take some questions from the online colleagues.
Yes, please.
There is a question by Dr. Jyoti Jaiswal. Madam, how can we change mindset of our society about the girls or the women?
See, we have to talk, and this only by talking, I think we can change the mindset, and following what you are speaking. Walk the talk. We have to walk the talk and give them example, like I'm giving from my life. Whatever I've learned, I thought that I must follow that in my own life. And like I'm talking now, we should have these small talks in villages, in small towns. NCW is doing a lot of awareness in that. With NALSA, we are doing a program in every taluka this year. Last year, we did 2 programs in one district to make women aware of their legal rights. This time, we are reaching to every taluka with NALSA. And I think the women organizations who are working in the field, they should reach to the small villages, towns. NCW is there to handhold them, to finance them for their programs. If any of us wants to do awareness programs, every year we invite the programs of seminars, especially the institutes can ask us funding for the seminars, and they can do. And even if this institute or any other institute who are connected to us online, if they want to do any program, they can come to us with a concept, and we can handhold each other to spread the awareness and change the mindset of people. And change, I think change happens from the family only. So let's start from our own families, and slowly and steadily it will go in society. Let's change our family, and our families, if we change, it is a society. We are member of society. That's how the society will change.
Thank you. Dr. Hima Tripathi, she is our national coordinator in this World Bank project. Yeah,
Actually, मैंने जो है women studies बहुत किया है, and on it. I worked on the women empowerment, and I also worked in the KVK, where the major contribution I did in the women empowerment. But what I see that the picture of the women empowerment in the rural and the urban areas is quite different. Whether it is access and control of the resources, whether it is a financial independence of the women. आप कितना भी उनको कर लीजिए, प्रधान है, लेडी प्रधान नाम के लिए है, आदमी काम कर रहा है, she doesn't know कि वो क्या, उसके कितने फंड्स हैं, सड़क के लिए है या नहीं है. It means कि, और there is a regional variations in this empowerment.
Yes.
So, in spite of doing so much of work through the KVKs also by the ICR, because in each KVK we have a home scientist, और वो सिर्फ विमेन के लिए ही काम करती है, एम्पावरमेंट, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग प्रोग्राम्स, गांव में जाके अवेयरनेस करना, तो बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज हैं. Though there is a change, but still lot is to be done.
That's what I'm saying.
And
see,
that mindset
look at
of
our
the-
population.
Yes.
We have to penetrate to that population to reach to every person.
लेकिन गांव में काम करना, आदमियों के साथ उनका माइंडसेट करना, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट.
नहीं हो रहा है, अब चेंज हो रहा है. मैं आप हरियाणा में ही देखेंगी, मैं पंचकुला से हूँ, हरियाणा में ही आता है, और अगर आप हरियाणा में देखेंगी तो बहुत सी चेंज आया है. जब ये हरियाणा से शुरू हुआ था बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, और वहां पर इतना चेंज आया. आज अगर आप हरियाणा की लड़कियां देखेंगी तो बहुत अच्छा कर रही है. ना कि सब स्पोर्ट्स में, अगर आप स्पोर्ट्स में देखेंगी तो सब मेडल्स लड़कियों के वहीं से हैं, लेकिन और बाकी जगहों पे भी लड़कियां बहुत अच्छा कर रही हैं. एक छोटा सा हरियाणा के एक विलेज से शुरू हुआ था, बेटी का नाम बाहर लिखना अपने घर के आगे, वो उसने बहुत बड़ा चेंज लाया. जब लोग अपने घर के आगे बेटी का नाम लिखने लगे तो बेटी में भी महसूस हुआ कि हाँ, दिस हाउस बिलोंग्स टू मी. वो उसके माइंडसेट में चेंज हुआ और बाकियों के माइंडसेट में भी चेंज हुआ. छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं जिससे हम
ये जो हुआ था, ये तो जेंडर डिस्पैरिटी, ये जो हुआ आपका जो रेशियो था बहुत कम था हरियाणा में,
वो
760 कुछ था आउट ऑफ 1000. तो उसके लिए स्पेशली बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ.
अगर वो पैदा ही नहीं होने देंगे तो एम्पावर कहाँ से करेंगे? तो पहले पैदा तो होने दें उनको.
कितने गांव थे जहाँ एक लड़की भी नहीं हो रही थी. हरियाणा में मैंने भी वर्क किया है वहां पे. I was in CIRB also and SR. तो कोई गांव तो ऐसे हैं, एक मतलब कई साल से एक लड़की पैदा नहीं है, फीमेल इनफर्टिलिटी.
Yes.
So there is a lot of change also, but still lot is to be done. Women urban areas की बहुत आगे.
So if you see a glass half filled or half empty, it is that situation. I see it's half full, and somebody will say it's half empty. So
definitely. Thank you.
Just so, ma'am, there is another question online by Dr. Gayatri, and she's asking: in women-led governance, women becomes vulnerable to situation and threats when some better changes are done in the system. How to go about this?
No, I couldn't understand. How will women become? What she said.
In women-led governance, women becomes vulnerable to situation.
No, why will she become vulnerable? Women-led governance में तो women will not become vulnerable. Not at all. I don't agree with her question.
Okay, Dr. Gwendolyn, please.
It was it was very interesting to hear your views. I think I totally agree with whatever you have said. I am Dr. Gurinder Randhawa, heading the IC Internal Committee in National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. And this is my 37th year in Indian Council of Agriculture Research. What I want to convey from ICR is that I was just pondering over all those years which I spent with this wonderful organization. Not even a single instance where I have found that I have been discriminated based on that I am a woman. First thing. And second thing, there are so many men who supported me right from beginning, from my home, my husband. And when you were saying that, ghar mein chai ka cup milega, I have written teamwork. Like, we had a teamwork that, okay, acha, main ye kar rahi hu, aap wo karo. And there were certain instances that we both had to attend the meetings, and that he appreciated that how important my job is also. Sometimes when we were living far off, that, he will come halfway for forenoon, he's coming, and that's the kind of mindset which has changed. And when we talk about women coming from Punjab and quoting Guru Nanak Dev Ji, so kyo manda akhiye, jit jamme rajan. So it was way back, there was a kind of empowering which was being done to all the women
in our country. But when ma'am was saying and you were discussing, I was thinking, okay, I am a daughter of a mother who was highly educated, and she studied maths when no girl was even being educated. And my mother-in-law, she was totally illiterate. But when I got an award by Rajnath Singh ji way back in 2015, I dedicated that award to my mother-in-law because she was a wonderful farmer. She was the conservator of the basmati rice because we are living at border of Pakistan. So wonderful basmati is being grown.
Which place?
It is Dharamkot Randhawa and across the Ravi. So, after she expired, suddenly she had an attack, and no one was knowing how and where she was conserving those seeds. So that's the kind of thing which I realized, that she was the brain behind. It's not like we are talking about how women are doing. I think in Punjab and Haryana, you mentioned that women are taking lead. They are brain behind whatever work is being executed in the farms and fields. So, and if Madam has rightly mentioned that be the change, we need to become the torch bearers.
Yes.
We are the people who will change the mindset. And I don't think that somebody will from outside will come and tell us that this is it. So we are at the peak. But I have a very small thing observation. You mentioned about NCW is doing wonderful work. But what about the girls who are? I will become a reservoir and connecting with them. That what kind of ways and means are there that you can connect to the girls or women who are not aware of these kind of things? Like I know several women.
You can connect to an NGO. That is the best way to work. Or you can start your own NGO. You can also start working with the school or college going girls. There are many women nowadays who speak well and go to the colleges and schools where they give lectures on different subjects, not only the subjects which they are studying, but in social subjects. And that is very important, that you should go there and talk to them. We must involve youngsters these days if we want to change the next generation, not only girls but men also.
Yes.
Because whatever changes we need from them.
Yes.
So we must talk to both the genders. Both mean all the genders. Now third gender is also there. So we must include them also.
It was wonderful having interaction with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
I think we will make it last question because I have to move.
Madam,
Good morning, madam. I'm Rajshri Sunil. I'm an administrator here. So far, you've heard the words of our scientists, but we have other cadres also. I'm an administrator. I'm a deputy secretary here. I have been working in this organization for the last 30 and odd years, and I have been a member of the ICC for the last, I think, maybe 10 to 12 years. And I come from that part of India where the women are quite empowered. I'm a Keralite, so we have a matriarchal and matrilineal system there. But I would say that, for any country to progress, the women have to be happy. Okay, so wherever the women are happy, the quotient of happiness is also very high.
Yes.
When you see the European nations and all that. So the basic thing here is, I feel, okay, you empower women, but one very important thing is you have to sensitize the men about the necessity to see that the women are empowered. Because, we talk about glorifying our mothers. A man loves his mother so much and he's willing to do so much for her. But then when it comes to the wife, then it is so different. So why is that? So as women and as mothers, we should ensure that our sons, especially our sons, are sensitive to that. And when they bring a girl into the family, we have to ensure that he too gives her that much of respect that he gives his mother. So I think this, if we are able to imbibe in our sons especially, that would also go in a long way and improve our system.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Thank you.
Ma'am, if you allow, there is one vice chancellor from Kerala University. He's
Okay. One
if you allow,
last,
just last question.
because
Last
I
question.
have to go.
Arpit, can you allow Dr. Chandra Babu, who is raising the hand, to be? Yes, Dr. Chandra Babu, please.
Thank you, madam, for your nice talk. Since you have requested a suggestion, I thought of giving one suggestion for your kind consideration. I'm also happy the Deputy Secretary represents my state, Kerala, where the women are more empowered. But he has also expressed a problem of sensitizing our men regarding being gender inclusive. So this is where I have a suggestion. This particular part, you told about family, but a majority of the things we learn from our schools and colleges. So this curriculum, our school curriculum should be having this gender. I think women sensitivity, gender inclusivity. So that should come from class 1, and that is how I have seen in foreign countries. Even in the school, the boys and girls are actually brought up like equal, and they actually appreciate the womanhood, etc. So I think this will increase the sensitivity of men as a whole towards respecting our women as a whole in the community. So if something the NCW can do, bring this part into school curriculum, I think that will make a significant contribution into making our society more women friendly.
The new education policy does have gender in a big way. So if you go through the new education policy, they are touching all those points which you are referring to. Plus, NCW itself is doing a gender sensitization program. We started with Kendriya Vidyalaya, Delhi. We wanted to start all over India, but in between the corona happened and the school closed. For 2 years, we could not do, but again, we are starting for these programs, gender sensitization with the school going, especially 11th, 12th children. We are doing for both the sexes, gender, this program. So yes, the education policy is changing, and they will also have in the schools also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, very much for this excellent talk and to respond to many queries. And there are many more, but because of the time constraint, we cannot take all the questions. But on behalf of Indian Council of Agriculture Research, on behalf of all the agriculture universities, I would like to really thank you, ma'am, very much for sparing time. I know how busy you are. You are directly coming from the airport and then spending time. And again, tomorrow you are moving to Dharamsala. And then, but we are happy to know that you have certain collaborations with the agriculture universities for the women entrepreneurship, especially for women who are working in the dairy farming. So that's really a welcome step, and we would like to have more and more. And we will request if you can spare some time. We have one institute, as I told you, for Central Institute for Women in Agriculture in Bhubaneswar. So you can make a visit, and always, whenever you go, you will find some kind of training for the women farmers. We can, we'll organize. So you will be happy to interact with them, and they will be quite excited to meet you and to have your advice if you visit that. Yeah, we will send you. Just note down. He's dealing with that institute. So thank you very much. And as a token of appreciation, we will just like to give you one small memento.
Really nice meeting you in person.
This is our. मैडम ये गाड़ी में रखवाना है जरा इसी में रखो पापा thanks again ma'am for this thanks for once again and if you permit for 2 minutes I think you all want to have photograph with ma'am outside yeah please just go outside